Welcome back, everyone. So, today I wanted to talk about the importance of taking action. And this is something that I think is important to talk about because not everyone recognizes that it's not hard to achieve your goals and go where you want to go in life, but you just have to break it down into smaller steps. So I think when everyone looks forward to the future and they think, "Oh, I want to get to this job. I want to make this amount of money. I want to have this many followers." It's so easy to get lost along the way because you have that big idea, that big goal waiting for you at the end, and it seems so far away and it's so big, it's so high up that it just feels overwhelming and like you're never going to reach it. And you're going to reach it, but you have to take the time to start slowly climbing the steps, start climbing that ladder to get to that big idea or goal way up in the sky. Because it is way up there, it's going to take time, but if it's something you really want, you have to understand it's going to take time to get there and it's going to be worth it. And that was something that I learned really at the end of last year when I started really making a lot of content more. I mean, I've been making content online, whether it be YouTube videos, articles, podcasts. Like, I've been doing stuff on the internet for a long time. And I've always known that, I've wanted to become big in some way. I've wanted to have a lot of followers and be able to make money off of this stuff. And I think I got so caught up in that I was making mistakes along the way. Like, the only chance I've had to really make a decent amount of money making content was through this sports blog I used to write for called Fansided, where I ended up taking a role to basically become like a co-manager of this basketball blog they had. And I think in like the 6 weeks I worked there, I made $600 or something. Which 2 years ago when I did that was awesome. It felt great, but the amount of work it took to get there was like, wow, I can't do this anymore. And I actually didn't write. I don't think I wrote a single article after that for 2 or 3 months because I got so burnt out because I was working for the money and I wasn't working for like just the love of it. So like I didn't quit, but I gave up for a little bit and I had to just kind of reset myself and come back to who I really am and what I really wanted to do. And the realization was that short-term money grab, it set me back because I stopped writing for a couple months because of that, and I just lost interest in writing because I hated it. And it made me realize that it's not worth it to chase the money. And I just came back to myself, and ever since then, I've been focusing on writing stuff that I really like. Like on Medium.com, I write a bunch of different articles, but the articles that have done the best for me have been business related. Like every single business related article I do does well, and it doesn't make a ton of money because it's just hard to make money. It takes time to really build your audience up and figure out what kind of sells on Medium, and so it doesn't make a ton of money, but it makes more than anything else. And I do like doing those articles, but I go through these spurts where I don't want to write about a certain topic because I kind of flicker back and forth between a few different things. And for the past 2 months, I've really been focusing on this personal development stuff, and that's what I've been writing about. And I think in February and March combined, I think I only wrote one business article. So the money wasn't really coming in. But I was okay with that because, again, like I'm not focused on the money right now. I'm focused on writing what I want to write about because I know long term that's going to pay off. Because, first of all, I'm going to get better at writing the stuff I like writing about. I'm going to be happier because I'm writing the stuff I want to write about. I'm not forcing it. And I'm just going to continue to build up my, kind of round myself out writing about different topics. So I'm willing to take that short term sacrifice of not making as much money to write what I want to write about. And again, the money is so small that it's like a dollar. It's dollars difference. Like it's not. I'm not sacrificing hundreds of dollars here to write about what I want to write about, but and I'm proud that I've gotten to this point. And again, it's thanks to those lessons I learned earlier on, where I realized that I could write 20 business articles this month and make more money, but next month I'm probably going to be sick of it and I might not want to write for a couple weeks. And to me, that's a risk because writing, you can make really good money off writing, but you have to be in it for the long haul and you have to be willing to sacrifice the now for the later. So I don't want to stop writing for any amount of time. I don't want to stop writing for 2 weeks or 2 months because I know it's going to set me back long term. And the stuff I've been writing about lately I feel like it's way better than it was just a few months ago. And so I'm physically seeing with my eyes the amount of progress I've been making over the past few months just by continuously going at it, continuously learning, continuously reading, and continuously writing. And that just goes into the topic is taking action. And if you start setting small goals, which is something I talked about recently, how you shouldn't really have long-term goals. Just set a bunch of short-term goals and kind of have a mission, like have a North Star, so to speak, that no matter what happens to you in your life, that's always going to push you. Like, again, work out of your heart and work from a place of love and have a mission that there's really no end destination. And having short-term goals, I think, is such a great way to go about attacking big projects because, again, you're going to get overwhelmed if you focus on that big idea at the end of the rainbow. And what comes between where you are now and that big idea at the end is a bunch of small stepping stones and a bunch of small obstacles. And for you to get to that place at the end of the rainbow the quickest, you're going to have to achieve a bunch of really small goals. And those small goals are achieved every day, they're achieved every week, they're achieved every month, they're achieved every year. But you have to work from that first step first. And the first step is every day. You have, like, when you wake up or when you go to bed at night, like, have an idea of what you want to do that day or the next day. That's a small thing you can accomplish that's going to give you that confidence, and it's going to push you just an inch closer to the end of the rainbow and go about that. If you focus on what you need to do by the end of the year or the end of 10 years, it's going to be so overwhelming that you're not going to want to do it. But if you focus on the short-term stuff, it's going to be a lot easier to attack that stuff, and you're going to see a bunch of incremental progress. So you're going to be more confident and more motivated to continue going. So that's basically it. Just focus on getting something done every day or every week. Just something small. And it may take time to see progress. It may take months or years even for you to see big progress, but you're going to be happy that you took it one step at a time because you're going to eventually get there. And along that path, you're going to see small wins that are going to push you to keep going. So you're going to be more motivated to keep going. You're never going to really lose interest because you're never going to be unmotivated or discouraged by anything. You're just going to continue to go. So that's the way to go about it. And please, one day at a time, that's all you need to do.